Yeah, we're quiet.
So yeah, this is on white balls of fury, and I'm not talking about these babies right here when I'm angry. I'm talking about something entirely different. It's something I try and do every single day. This is actually an homage to a movie called Balls of Fury with Christopher Walken. Highly recommend it. This is actually talking about ping pong, otherwise known as table tennis more professionally, because it's actually a sport. It's an Olympic sport created in authorized in 1988, played by ethnicities and people across the world. The games are played to either 11 or 21 points. If you're playing to 11 points, each server gets 3 serves each, and then you switch off 21 points, it's 5 serves each. And it's a bounce per bounce kind of game where the server bounces on their side of the table with the ball, then the other opponent's side bounces, and then the opponent hits it back, bounces, and then bounces. And it goes like that. You win a point if it goes off the table or into the net. This is a laminated wood paddle with rubber on both sides. It actually legally, or according to the rules, one side has to be red, the other side has to be black. And the ball is made out of celluloid and filled with air. Grip is a pretty important way of how you play ping pong. It's where it all starts. How you grip the paddle determines your spin, your power, and also the reach that you have in getting to the ball. There's a lot of different ways. This is how I hold it. I just call it the regular because, based off me. I hold it a relaxed grip with the paddle in my hand, one finger behind, kind of guiding the power of the paddle. And I try and keep my thumb as low down on the base as possible so the ball doesn't hit my thumb. Another way I do it sometimes, and I've seen it other ways, is when you stick the paddle stem, the shaft, right in between the 2 fingers, and you kind of squeeze it like that. That adds a lot more spin with your wrist and your movements, but it kind of decreases reach. It's hard to hit it like that. So speaking about spin, there are 3 different types of spin on the ball. That's how you see those guys do all those different kinds of spins. When they hit the ball. There's top spin, back spin, and side spin, and each one has its own different purpose and proper usages of time. And professionals can control what kind of spin they use whenever. There's first spin is top spin, where you come at the ball at a downward angle with the paddle, and it's a forward motion. This keeps the ball going low and fast, and it's kind of a straight acceleration, not a lot of deviation in its curve. Another one is backspin, where you kind of cut across it where the paddle's horizontal. It deadens the momentum, and when the ball is hit towards your opponent, on the bounce, it kind of comes back to you. So instead of it bouncing and keep going forward, it bounces and comes back. Another one you can do is side spin. That's how you see it when it curves in the air or it bounces off the opponent's paddle and it deviates in a completely other direction. That's all about the wrist and flicking the wrist. I have a lot of fun with side spin. It's one of my personal favorites. But how rallies begin in ping pong is all about the serves. People have their own individual personal serves, their trademarks. But essentially it goes either from the forehand or from the backhand. We're going to talk about the backhand first. I predominantly use backhand, just more comfortable for me. And that's defined when you take your dominant arm and you reach across your body to hit the ball. All the power comes from your wrist because you can't really get forward momentum this way, so you have to cut it, and that's with a lot of spin. Comparatively, there's the forehand, which has your longest reach because it's more natural, and this is all about power. Predominantly, forehand, top spin is used on this because you're coming forward and down on the ball, and that's on your dominant arm. I'm a lefty. And how you return those serves is through returns. Now, I use the piss method because usually my returns are piss. They're not very good. But the return that you use depends on your position at the table, the intensity of the game, the speed the ball is coming at you, and the spin that you see is coming at you. So there's the law of return you can do. It constitutes a raising motion of your paddle. You're usually back away from the table, weight on the back foot, and the purpose is to increase the height of the ball, reduce the speed of the ball, and it's used for distance shots when someone smashes at you. Something like this, a smash, a kill, or a spike. Once again, it's in response to a lob. You get up close to the table, you put your paddle horizontally, and you kind of smash it down so the ball is a vertical trajectory onto the other side of the table. And then there's, instead of just smashing or lobbing, there's just a regular return. The purpose is to get the ball over the net onto your opponent's side. You kind of want to play the corners of the edges there, so the opponent's off balance. And you can use forehand or backhand. And so besides spin and other variations of things you can use, it's power. The power that you hit the ball at kind of determines the speed of the game and the intensity, but there's trade-offs. More power is less accurate, and more power, there's less spin. So ping pong isn't for everyone, although it's not uncommon for 10-year-olds to play 30-year-olds, and people who are like 100 pounds to pay 300-pound players. everyone can play together, but if you don't like it, you can still keep an aspect of ping pong, and you can play something else that involves the word pong and uses the same materials of ping pong balls. That was my friend Chris in the opposite slide. He helped me take these photographs. This is his favorite sport, not ping pong. So I personally recommend it's my favorite sport, but if you don't like it, do something else.